With Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 6, Deal or No Deal releasing on Disney Plus tomorrow, I thought it would be fun to speculate on what Dave Filoni may have in store for us. Because The Clone Wars is rapidly approaching its end, I expect the pacing of the next episode to ramp up significantly and begin our journey towards the grand finale of the series and bring us firmly into the events of Revenge of the Sith through the Siege of Mandalore. So before we get into it, remember to subscribe to the channel to be notified when I release my huge explainer and recap video as soon as The Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 6 drops. The official description for this upcoming episode of The Clone Wars goes as follows. Trace makes a rash decision after learning what they are transporting is for the Pike Syndicate. So right away we learn that Trace's sister, Rafa, has already bitten off more than she can chew with the transportation job that was hinted at in the last episode being revealed to be a deal with the infamous Pike Crime Syndicate. The fact that Rafa would do this is very consistent with her character and especially with what we saw from her in the last episode. She clearly isn't afraid to partake in shady business dealings very similarly to Han Solo. The Pike Syndicate, while also dealing in many of the typical criminal activities like bounty hunting, smuggling, and arms dealing, primarily operate as spice dealers and manufacturers. This likely means that the shipment that Rafa is alluding to will contain spice or have some relation to spice. For those of you who don't know, spices are like the drugs of the Star Wars universe. They come in various flavours, shapes, colours and tastes, making for a very lucrative business opportunity for the two young sisters. It wouldn't surprise me if the Twi'lek that we saw in the last episode was actually a spice dealer looking to discreetly deliver his product to Rafa under the guise of having his ship repaired. Based on the short clips released on the official Star Wars YouTube page as a teaser for the upcoming episode, it looks as if the group will travel to the Pike homeworld of Obadiah. One of the still shots shows that the group are surrounded by the Pikes with guns drawn, possibly telling us that they were double-crossed and captured. If this were the case, it would provide a great opportunity to develop the strained relationship between Ahsoka and Rafa, which is demonstrated at the end of the last episode, and through the teaser clip. It is clear that Rafa has a great lack of trust in Ahsoka, and that she is solely concerned with protecting her sister, Trace. It would probably be too tight to fit a whole capture and escape arc into one episode, so I expect that this episode will feature the group being double-crossed with an escape or rescue mission coming in the next episode. Although I don't think we'll see the planet Kessel like we did in the Solo movie this episode, I do think it's possible that Rafa's failed spice trade will lead the group to Kessel in an attempt to recover their lost product in the next episode. Rafa and her sister Trace are relying on risky trades such as these to keep themselves alive, so any deviation to those plans could be extremely dangerous to them, forcing them to do things they may not otherwise do. Other than that, I don't think there'll be any connections to the greater story in this episode, instead being solely dedicated to further developing the story of Ahsoka and exploring her life outside of the Jedi Order. Although I'd like to see a more cohesive tie-in to the Siege of Mandalore arc, it looks like that will be coming in the final two episodes of the Ahsoka Alone arc, rather than this episode. Let me know your predictions for Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 6 down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to keep track of them when tomorrow's episode airs on Disney+. Thanks so much for watching, remember to leave a like, subscribe and comment as usual. See you in the next video, cheers guys.